Hola, clase. Hoy tenemos adjetivos or adjectives. Adjectives are really important because they help us describe people, places, and things. I think our conversations would be pretty boring if we never used adjectives. Now, adjectives in English are really simple. For example, I can use the adjective tall to describe any noun that I want to. So I can say the tall building, the tall house, the tall mountains, the tall giraffe, the tall boys, or the tall girl. In Spanish, it is not quite so simple because adjectives in Spanish must match the nouns that they describe in gender and number, which means you can't use the same adjective for every noun. You have to change your adjectives to match each of your nouns. So here's a great example to show the difference between adjectives in Spanish and English using the adjective new. So if I want to describe a noun as being new, then I can do that in English pretty easily because I can say the new book, I can say the new books, I can say the new house, or I can say the new houses. And you'll notice that I use the same word new every single time, no matter whether the noun is singular or plural, like book or books, or whether it's feminine or masculine, because we don't even have such a thing as feminine or masculine in English. Spanish is just a little bit more tricky. The adjective for new in Spanish is nuevo. I'll write it here at the top, nuevo. But we can't just use the adjective nuevo to describe all nouns in Spanish. We have to slightly change nuevo to match the noun that we're describing. So here in the first example, el libro nuevo, when we're describing a masculine singular noun, we can leave nuevo alone. We don't have to change it or anything. But if we want to describe a masculine noun that's plural, we have to change nuevo a little bit by adding an S to the end. So we end up with los libros nuevos. Then, if we have la casa, we would say la casa nueva. So again, you can see that we changed nuevo to nueva. And then the last example there, las casas nuevas, if we're dealing with a feminine noun that's plural, then we're going to have nuevas, right? So there's 4 different versions of nuevo. There's nuevo, nuevos, nueva, and nuevas. We can't just use nuevo to describe all of the different nouns that we want to describe. The next thing I'm going to teach you is how to make sure that your adjectives in Spanish match the gender of the nouns they are describing. Okay, so I have 2 rules for you to help you figure out how to match your adjectives to the nouns that they describe. So rule number 1, when adjectives end in the letter O, change the O to an A when describing a feminine noun. So I have a lot of different adjectives here. Some of them you might recognize. Alto is tall, loco is crazy, blanco is white, feo is ugly, enojado is angry. All right, I'm just going to take one of those. I'm going to take rojo, and I'm going to take 2 different nouns. So I'm going to have el mono. Maybe you know what el mono means. It's the monkey. And I'm also going to take la mesa. So I have a masculine noun and I have a feminine noun, all right? So if I want to describe el mono and I want to use the adjective rojo, which means red, then since it's a masculine noun and it ends in O, all I have to do is just put rojo. So el mono rojo, the red monkey. Now, if I want to describe my feminine noun, la mesa, the table, and I want to say that it's a red table, then all I have to do is take rojo and just change the O to an A. So la mesa roja. Now I have the red the red table. And I could describe the table with any of these words. So if I didn't want to say rojo, maybe I wanted to say feo, I could say el mono feo. So the ugly monkey. Maybe you've seen an ugly monkey before. Or if I saw an ugly table, I could say la mesa fea. And again, all I have to do is change the O to an A. Okay, here's the second rule. Rule number 2. When adjectives end with the letter E, when they end in a consonant, or when they end in the ending ista, they can describe masculine and feminine nouns just the way they are. So these adjectives are really easy because you don't have to change them in order to match the gender. So let me put a couple of things up here. Let's just use monkey again. So el mono. And let's go ahead and use something else for we'll do la chica. Okay, so el mono and la chica. Maybe we want to describe el mono as being young. So we want to use joven. Well, guess what? We can just put joven and we don't even have to change it because it's already ready to match the monkey. So el mono joven is the young monkey. La chica, joven, the young girl. We don't have to change joven because it's already good to go. And another example, maybe one that ends in an E, inteligente. We could say el mono inteligente, the intelligent monkey. La chica inteligente, the intelligent girl. Maybe we want to use optimista. There's one that ends in ista, right? We could say el mono optimista, so the optimistic monkey, or la chica optimista, the optimistic girl. For all of these adjectives that you can see here on the screen, we don't have to do anything to them at all to describe a masculine noun or a feminine noun. We get to use the same one. The next thing I need to teach you is how to make sure that your adjectives in Spanish match the number of the nouns they are describing. So if your noun is singular or plural. The next 2 rules that I'm going to show you will teach you how to make sure that your adjectives match the nouns that they describe in number. So rule number 3 says, when adjectives end with a vowel, just add S to make them plural. So I have a lot of adjectives here that end in vowels, and I'm going to use them to describe 2 different things. So I've got el chico, which would be a singular noun, and I have los chicos, which would be a plural noun, right? So if I want to say el chico cansado, like the tired boy, I could do that. El chico cansado. If I want to describe los chicos, then all I have to do is add an S to the end. So los chicos cansados. And I could change it and I could say el chico. Maybe I want to describe them as being sick. So I could say el chico enfermo. Or I could say los chicos enfermos. And I would add an S to the end so that it could describe a plural noun. Let's see, I've got frío. So el chico frío or los chicos fríos. How about fuerte? El chico fuerte or los chicos fuertes. Again, I just add an S onto the end of any of these adjectives when I'm describing a plural noun like chicos. Rule number 4 says when adjectives end in a consonant, add ES to make them plural. So you can see I have a lot of adjectives here that end in consonants. And I'm going to do 2 different nouns. So I've got la playa, which is a singular noun. It's the beach. And I have las playas, which is the beaches. So that's a plural noun. And maybe I want to use some of these adjectives to describe. So if I want to use tropical, I could say la playa tropical. So that's the tropical beach. If I'm describing las playas, so it's plural now, then I need to make sure that I add an ES to the end, since I'm dealing with a plural noun and my adjectives ends in a consonant L. So la playa tropical or las playas tropicales. Maybe I want to say the popular beach. So la playa popular, or the popular beaches. So las playas populares. All right. And that is just a few examples. We'll do some practice after this. Okay, so let's do some practice. You are going to fill in the blanks with the correct form of the adjective in parentheses. So I'll go ahead and do the first two with you. The first sentence is las niñas son, and you need to use the adjective alto to describe them. So we're going to look at las niñas because that's the noun in the sentence, okay? It's feminine and it's plural, right? So we have the adjective alto, it ends in an O. We need to change the ending to be feminine, right? And we also need to add an S onto the end so that it's plural. Since our adjective ends in the vowel, all we need to do to make it plural is add an S. And the next one, el cielo es azul y el sol es amarillo. So the sky is blue and the sun is yellow. We can look at our first noun. It's cielo. It's masculine and it's singular. So we'll take azul, and we actually don't have to do anything to it, right? Because it's already singular. And since it ends in a consonant, we don't have to change the ending to match. For the next noun in our sentence, sol, it's masculine. We can tell it because of the L in front of it, el sol. So all we have to do is take amarillo and put it in the blank. So whenever you have a masculine singular noun, you usually won't have to do anything at all to the adjective that's in the blank. It's already ready to go. The next one, number 3, I'll let you do on your own all the way through 8, and then you can always pause the video and go on to look at the answers here in a second. So here's the answers to those problems. Please read through these, see how you did. If you have any questions about any of these sentences that you didn't understand, then ask me those questions in class, and I will be happy to help you work through these. All right, adios.